it's good to start with building partnerships. For any one sector to try and develop a city on their own, be it government, city government, be it business, be it just the community, it's not going to work. To get an inclusive city, you've got to work with a wide range of sectors and stakeholders, preferably on a structured basis rather than on an ad hoc basis. I think participative processes and consultation processes are fine, but on their own they're not enough, because they usually just result in raising people's expectations, a long shopping list of pet projects, and then the planners go and do their own thing. By structuring inclusion through a partnership, you actually get to commit not just to co-designing the city, but co-implementation. And you define the role of communities, the role of NGOs, the role of trade unions, the role of business, big and small, formal and informal, the role of the city council, the role of national government departments and state-owned enterprises. They all have to be included in building a city. Well, you know, most cities around the world, both in industrialized nations and in developing nations, are not very inclusive. And in fact, the situation in many parts of the world has got worse, not better. You know, I think that if you look at the great strides that a city like Bogota in Colombia made in going from a city which had a very high homicide rate in the 1970s, driven by gang violence, total disrespect of law and order amongst many citizens, sort of breakdown of governance systems, to a city, and again, it's not perfect, but at least they have a public transport system that focuses on the needs of ordinary citizens. They have a bicycling system that focuses on the needs of poor neighborhoods. They focus on the right of people to walk on pavement safely and not be dominated by planning for cars and things like that. And I think that's quite inspirational. There are days when they close down the highways and invite the citizens to come and just be out there and see each other. I mean, that's the start of a democratic city, of an inclusive city. And I know that they themselves will say they have a long way to go. They admit that. And so most cities have a long way to go. But what we have seen is cities in developing countries that have become less equal, more exclusive, as gated communities arise, as tall buildings just for the people that work there arise. You know, so in many cases, trends are going in the wrong direction, not the right direction. Cities are about people. They're not about infrastructure, they're not about the roads and the water and the sewerage and all those things. They're important, but at the end of the day, cities are for people, not for housing or for architects or for planners or for the people who are financing those things. They just support services. So how do we create cities for people? I've always been a great fan of Jan Gehl from Copenhagen, who says first you start with life, then the space, then the buildings, not the other way around. And I think, you know, the role of public space in inviting your citizens to come and be together in that public space and designing it to be welcoming is the starting point for a great city.